Why do you think, like really rich people, like restore old cars, like really old ones that have like, oh my god, just really antiquated, don't even have seatbelts. You get in a car wreck, you're screwed, right? So why would billionaires and millionaires restore those old cars? Pretty sure it's about the ride. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? What if we lived in a total puss society, which we already do, and we had a bunch of assholes go over death statistics and said, I said, El Chop, I said, motorcycles are too dangerous. We need to outlaw that shit, you know. No airbags, no seat belts, no, 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 no. Can't have motorcycles. Too dangerous. Everybody should be riding in a ugly box car like a Volvo with like 100 airbags and safety belts and little beeping warnings and everything. That's exactly where photography is. I want you to take a look at the 3 images below. I found them very quickly. It's from a triotar lens. Nearly 70 years old, right? I don't recommend you actually buying this lens because most of them the grease is dried up. I know how to fix it, but that lens is like a Chinese jigsaw puzzle kind of to get apart, so I don't recommend you buying it. Not that it's not awesome, but because of the fact that most of the grease, since it's like 70 years old, is dried up. Can be fixed, and you'll spend like $100 on the lens, and you'll spend like $150 for someone to service it. So, but anyway, take a look at those images and tell me what you think. Just please take a look at the few images. I got 3 of them below of the triotar lens. Aren't those exquisite? Aren't those exquisite? Yeah. You see, Nikon and Canon and Fuji and everybody else has a big pile of pusswads because they're afraid to make stuff like that. Do you know why? Because everything in lens design is a trade-off. That lens only has 3 effing elements in it. 3! 3 elements. 1, 2, 3. It's a Cook triplet, which is a 115-year-old lens design premise. Now, I don't care how much money you spend today. You can't get, you could obviously screw the hell out of it in Photoshop, a modern image. You still can't get those sort of images. You can't get there from here today. You can't. Nikon. Now, well, why not? Why would you want something like that? You can buy a modern Lamborghini. It's fast. It's responsive. I got some Lamborghini lenses. See, here's the contradiction, and these are where measure baiters have destroyed photography. And by measure baiters, I mean button-sniffing, button-pushing douchebags. You know what I'm talking about? Beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop. They love pressing buttons on the back of their camera. They've destroyed a large segment of it, and they've demanded this. You see, there's not an either or here. Everything in photography is about the image, unless it's technical photography. You need fast autofocus for sports and action. Nobody's talking about this. Like, well, you can have all the awesome fast stuff here that's been totally corrected for edge-to-edge distortion, chromatic aberration, vignetting, blah, 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 blah. Great, you end up with a bleached... You ever been to like a hotel room where all the towels smell like bleach? They bleach the shit out of them. They're like stiff and rough feeling. Yeah, but they're all the same. They're perfectly white and bleached. There's... Why the hell do millionaires and billionaires buy shitty old cars from the 40s, 50s, and 60s? Why do you think they collect that stuff? Why, who would want that old crap? Why, that's inferior shit. Pretty sure it's about the ride. Why would anybody used to ride motorcycles? No, I never rode with a gang. Just street bike. I get Yamaha Seika 2, which I got in a car accident in. Wasn't my fault. Why would anybody ride a motorcycle? That shit's dangerous. Why would any dumbass ride a... Dangerous. No airbags. It's because it's about the ride, Feeling the wind in your hair. The open road, right? Isn't that why people ride a damn motorcycle? These measure baiters are like assholes peering out of the windows of their Volvo cars, looking at the biker. Now we're not talking about a seedy biker. Let's just say like a middle of the road Joe, right? On his motorcycle, it's like, look at that, honey. Look at that guy. You know, he's got riding leathers on, and you know that's dangerous. Motorcycles are dangerous. People ride them for a reason. All of these stinking, rancid assholes out there, and I hear them all the time talking about, new lenses, improved lenses, modern lenses. These people are dumbasses. I'm not against modern lenses, especially where it's needed. Sports, action, wildlife, right? Fast autofocus tracking, really high resolution. That doesn't even cover, however, that doesn't even cover half of photography. It doesn't. Sure, sports, action, wildlife. No, it doesn't. You take all the stuff that needs super fast, ultra, highly corrected lenses. That doesn't even cover one half of photography. Not even one half. There's a front element of a lens I took out today. It's actually leaded glass, too, by the way. So heavy. These are like the same people, and I know a guy like this. He thinks that all photography should be super, super accurate. He also thinks that like any paintings that aren't like super realistic, like a Vermeer, he thinks anything that's, like a Jackson Pollock painting or abstract, like, Salvador Dali, master, that shit's worth millions and millions of dollars. No, to him, he doesn't even think that's art. He even told me, I don't think that's art. Really, Salvador Dali isn't art, Jackson Pollock, but no. He only thinks really, really, really realistic stuff is art. Really? Amazing guy. Obviously doesn't know what art is, does he? All these measure baiting morons. I see Nikon and Canon and Fuji, all these companies are asshole, they got one hand is on their Barbie doll, and the other hand is sipping a cup of steeped tea. Yeah. They're afraid to make lenses like that because the first thing that would happen is the photographic community is comprised of so many non-artistically minded dumbass morons and friggin' idiots that if Nikon made a true art, like the pictures below, right? Because it's got vignetting, it's got edge distortion. The first thing that would happen is that the measure baiting assholes, and there's quite a few of them on YouTube, including some really popular ones that are always like talking about virtual megapixels. There's no such goddamn thing as a virtual megapixel, goddammit. The first thing that would happen is that these measure baiting, button sniffing assholes would complain, like, oh my god, Nikon's lost their goddamn mind. This lens has got distortion, vignetting, chromatic aberration. This lens, Nikon is going bankrupt. They wouldn't even realize, they can't see anything. They're blind. They would never notice the bokeh. They would never notice the micro contrast, the color saturation, the depth, the true exquisite, the bubble bokeh. Look at the 3 images below. That's from it. Would you like to have a lens that does shit like that? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? If you don't, then I think you need to get your friggin' head examined and maybe take up another friggin' hobby. If you think that the 3 images below aren't very unique, let's just forget about the composition, which of course that's always important. The way the lens renders, the bokeh, the saturation, what's wrong with you? Take up another hobby if those images aren't something that you want. It's like, I would love to have a lens that does that, right? Which I actually do have lenses that do that, including that lens, by the way. Big honking fat lens. Don't buy that lens either, by the way. Like I said, the grease is always dried in the helicoil. You'll pay $150 to get it fixed. What if Nikon made a lens like that today? The people like me would go, holy shit, Nikon, you're doing everything right. Because they would have the super awesome lenses, super fast, like the new 70-200, $2,800, ultra lightweight, ultra fast, ultra high resolution. I got that lens. But then they could also have the truly hardcore art. You see, this either or bullshit is what these button sniffing virtual megapixel assholes are pushing on you. It's like, no, it's all got to be this. No, it doesn't. Because this shit over here is less than 50% of photography. Less than 50% of photography. If Nikon made a lens like that, people would eat the shit out of it. People with a brain like me. People that know what the fuck art is. Not these assholes. And they're on these photography forums. I mean, they've got math out the asshole, and I'm not against math. Photography is about the goddamn image. It is about the image, goddammit. These people piss me off. If that's what they love, that's fine. Stick to that part of photography. But don't push your shit on me with your frickin' overcorrected goddamn images with the lenses with 50 elements in them. They think, oh, that's beautiful. Why is it beautiful? It's washed out, it's bland, the color saturation is bad, the bokeh is bad, everything about it bad. The only good thing about any modern lens is the only thing, and it's the only thing people look for. Is it sharp? 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 Doesn't matter what lens it is. Is it sharp? These people piss me off. And they're morons. They are complete and total dumbasses. Let those assholes stay on their own side of photography right there. They don't know what the hell photography even is. They have no idea what the definition of art is. They don't. They don't know what a mimesis is. I mean, they don't even know what art is. They have no idea about ensoling or projection of one's logos within the image to create, because the most powerful images are the ones where the photographer projects. Of course, sometimes you actually get lucky, like a broken clock is right twice a day, and someone just swings by and captures, an epic image just by accident. Obviously, that does happen, but generally, it's very, very rare. The images are where people project themselves into the image. That's not measurable. That's not quantifiable. That's not part of the camera or the lens. It's not even part of lighting, really. It is, ultimately. But it's where the photographer actually builds an image because they actually bring their soul through the camera and the lens to manifest an image. That's what they actually call making an image instead of taking an image, right? So, you tell me what you think of the images below. Because these measure baiters, they would never let Nikon or Canon or anybody else make a lens that does what these images below show you. Because those sort of lenses only have 3 lenses or 4 lenses, depends on lenses of 5 elements. This particular lens has 3 elements in it. They would never let Nikon make something like that. They would rip Nikon a new asshole. And that shouldn't happen. And what that tells you, it should tell you, it's told me a long time ago, is that way too much of photography has been overrun by these intellectual, pseudo-intellectual, knuckle-dragging, mental midget measure baiters. They're walking around with a fucking calculator and a slide rule. They don't know what the fuck art is. They don't know what the fuck photography is. They don't know what the fuck a good image is. They think any lens is just not super, super sharp. Is it sharp? It's just a piece of shit. And they would never let Nikon make something like that. They would never let it happen. And that is fucking stupid. It's stupid. It's epically stupid. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.